Located on the Ohio River, the Farnsley Moreman Landing is home of one of the many historic homes in Jefferson County, Kentucky. Named for the two families that occupied the landing during its years as a plantation, the Farnsley Moreman Riverside House played a large part in the history of river trade in Kentucky. For much of the 1800s, a ferry boat operation took place at the landing, moving goods and people between Kentucky and Indiana. The landing was also critical in trade with riverboats. The Riverside Landing was once known as Soap Company for trading its homemade soaps. Many important household and farm equipment trades also took place here. The Farnsley Moreman Landing was established as a historic landmark in 1998 after being sold to the Jefferson County Fiscal Court in 1988 by the remaining Mormon family.
This is the back porch of the Farnsley Moreman house. It's the centerpiece of a 300-acre property. The house is interpreted to two different time periods, and on the first floor we represent the life of Gabriel Farnsley, who lived here from the time the house was built in the late 1830s all the way until his death in 1849. And Mr. Farnsley's bedchamber is on the first floor because he lived here as a bachelor and probably rented out his upstairs bedrooms during his time here to travelers who came along the Ohio River and stopped at his landing and needed a place to rest on their journey. The upstairs in the Farnsley Moreman house is interpreted to the Mormon family era in the 1880s when 3 generations of their family occupied the house. Grandparents, a young married couple, and small children. And the bedroom you're looking at now is Israel and Nanny Moreman's bedroom. They married in 1885 and started a family very soon after. The dress in the corner of the room is a reproduction of one of the dresses that Nanny Stortz Moreman is wearing in a photograph that we have of her from about that time period. The children's bedroom features a portrait of their firstborn child, Rachel Nanny Moreman, who was born in 1886, over the fireplace, and then other things that are representative of life for children in that era. And Israel Nanny had 4 children, 3 girls and a boy.
Here at Riverside, we've been doing archaeology here for about 15 years. And during that 15-year period, we've excavated a lot of different buildings here at Riverside. Sometimes we'll come across a really interesting find, like a spoon handle with an X carved on it, or a marble that a kid played with, or a smoking pipe that Mr. Farnsley or perhaps one of the slaves used to smoke some tobacco. So what we've done is we've worked on several buildings. Our first building was the detached kitchen, and the kitchen was built at the same time as the house in 1830s when Gabriel Farnsley built the main house. He also built the kitchen. Now, of course, Riverside was a plantation, so we know that the Farnsley family and the Mormon family both owned slaves. And that's something we know very little about here at Riverside, are the slaves who lived and worked here. So something that we can do with the archaeology is find out more about the lives of the people who did most of the work around here. And the kitchen is one of those places where we learned that. So we found the remains of a kitchen. We found out what the kitchen was made of, how big it was, where the doors were and the windows were, what kinds of things might have been used inside the kitchen. And then we also learned more about the kitchen itself. It wasn't just a place where food was prepared from the 1830s to the 1870s. It was a place where people lived too.
Community involvement is very important to the Farnsley Moreman Landing. Groups of students and volunteers have helped reconstruct buildings such as the kitchen by assisting in archaeological digs, and have also helped to plant the historic garden filled with crops that the Farnsley and Moreman families would have both grown in their eras. The Farnsley Moreman Landing is open for tours Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. through 4:30 p.m., and Sundays from 1 to 4:30 p.m. For more information, go online and check out their website at www.riversidelanding.org.
Metro TV, a public service of Louisville Metro Government.